I'm currently building a database of the archaeoastronomy sites, and the abundance is insane. I'm actually still stuck in Mesoamerica because there's just so many sites and so much to look at. But as I've been doing this, I've been coming across articles and sites all over the world that I've been checking out, and this is one, the Menga, located in Spain. And it's a dolmen. So in Europe, they don't have the intricate like pyramids and beautiful temples and stuff, but what they do have are these massive megalithic sites. A henge is a stone circle with megalithic stones. A grange is like kind of a man-made cave with smaller stones. But a dolmen is kind of like a combination of both, where you're doing these massive stones and then you're putting a roof on top. Now, the Menga is thousands of years older than Stonehenge, and the stones are actually 8 times heavier than the biggest stones at Stonehenge. Now, the reason this came to my attention is because there was a recent study on how they actually built the dolmen, and they found out that the stones had to be trafficked into the middle of the dolmen and slip down, and so they dug out like 10 feet of bedrock to drop these stones in, these 200 up to 200-ton stones. But what they did was they would carve the stones like on an angle so that when they dropped it in, they actually slipped in so that they were snug. They kind of leaned into where they wanted to be. And now, just like everything that's really old and massive, it has astronomical alignments. The Menga is aligned with the summer solstice, the same way Newgrange is aligned with the winter solstice, so the sun goes through the tunnel. And actually, the chambers inside the Menga is bigger than Newgrange, but the entire site is actually smaller. Another interesting thing about the Menga is the first stone, the entrance stone on the roof, has an angle to it, or has a curve to it. But this was actually something, because the rest of the stones are flat, so they did this on purpose. It doesn't look as neat, but for whatever reason, they wanted to have this curved entrance. And the entrance is actually aligned to this mountain. Now, I didn't understand why this mountain was so important until I went onto Google Earth and I started walking outside of the entrance. You could do this. And then I saw what they were looking at and why they aligned it. Because what you're going to see is the face of a human. This mountain looks like the face of a human looking up, saying, "Hey, dummy, look up." It's absolutely incredible. And another cool thing about the Menga was it was never discovered. The Menga was always known about, and it was always used throughout times. Actually, there was a paper recently that came out about like burials that were done during the medieval times.